Now this is a sample incident response cycle, so hope it is visible to everyone. Now at the heart of SOC is a SIM tool. Okay, SIM and other specialized tool. So SIM is basically security information and event management tool. So this collect relevant security events from all of the IT assets. So these may include end devices, firewalls, antivirus server, or IDS, IPS. All of the security devices generate logs. So these logs are being fed into a SIM tool. Okay, so this is just one part of SIM. Then we have the analyst working around the clock. So they gather threat intelligence, cyber threat intelligence. So they search for new vulnerabilities and what all exploits are there. So they accordingly fine tune their system, okay, and make them up to date so that any new thing is not missed out. Then these are fed into the SIM, okay, the cyber threat intelligence on a very regular basis. Then there are incidents. So suppose let's say an example of a bank, maybe PNB. Now PNB has maybe 5,000, 6,000 branches all over India. Now in one of the branch, they detect, okay, something is fishy in a server, and they just report it to their SOC. Now this report that will be handled by SOC, and they will investigate what actually happened. So why there was a breach, which system failed. So all of these information is also fed into a SIM. Okay, then there is an, if need be of a case escalation, then L1 or the level 1 security analyst, they escalate the case to level 2 and maybe to level 3 also, depending upon case to case. So these L2 or L3 then take a decision, like suppose some IP is continuously scanning. So what is need to be done for those IPs? So we need to block them. We need to, or some account is continuously trying to log in, and the password is wrong more than 3 times, 5 times. So what needs to be done? So these decisions are implemented, and by the SOC only. And what decision is to be taken, that is decided by L2 or L3. It depends upon the setup. Okay, so then we have to, coordination and consultation with the system owners also, that if an incident has occurred, then why our systems were not able to capture that. So what all changes needs to be done in our system so that in future it does not occur. Then, so this is basically one sample incident cycle. So it, all or some of the, functions may take or may not take place at the same time. So this is one sample incident response cycle. Yes. Now, as I just told you, threat hunting. So threat hunting is a concept where we assume that compromise has occurred. Okay. And then we try and search our systems. Okay, where is a compromise? So basically, threat hunting is a proactive and iterative human-centric identification of cyber threats that are evading the existing security controls. So we basically assume that a breach has occurred, a bad actor is already sitting in a system, and we need to find them. So threat hunting is a round the clock or a regular, very daily basis process wherein experienced professionals, experienced cybersecurity L2, L3 analysts, they continuously search for something which is not regular, something which is not detected by the regular security devices, and it is part of the system. So why is it there? This is threat hunting. Threat hunting is a very big process. So basically, cyber threat hunting digs deep to find malicious actors in the environment that have slipped past our initial endpoints security devices. They have moved past those devices and they are into the system. So threat hunters try to find those things. Okay, so this this seven steps that you are seeing, so they are basically cyber kill chain process. So this is used for cyber threat hunting. So this is Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain process. So I'll explain this part. So first step is reconnaissance. So recon is basically, in Hindi we called it Reiki. So scanning is basically trying to find if some open port is there for an organization. So suppose there is a port 1433. So MS SQL port, this should be blocked for any outside IP connection. This should not be open for an organization. So bad actors or security researchers, they continuously scan the entire internet, finding which ports are open for an organization. Okay. So first step in any cyber attack is always reconnaissance. So scanning is one type of reconnaissance. Then we have weaponize. So suppose there is a bad actor, some country state sponsored actor, they want to attack a bank. Okay. Now they search for vulnerabilities or some open ports in the bank's network. Okay, suppose if they find it, now they will weaponize it. The second step is weaponize. So weaponize is basically creating a document related to a domain of banking. Suppose RBI news circular. So basically, it seems to be a genuine document, but in it there is a malware. So weaponizes that thing. So the next part is delivery. So spear phishing is a term used for phishing, we all know. So spear phishing is tactfully finding a specific person and targeting him with a phishing attack. Suppose Government of India guideline for work from home. So this is a circular if we receive in our inbox. So that will be a spear phishing mail dedicated to us, not a general phishing mail. Okay, so this is a spear phishing thing. So after weaponizing, the part is delivery. So if we open that attachment of that malware or a PDF, which we see it's a PDF or maybe a Excel, but it is containing a malware. Okay, so that is the third step of delivery. Now once it is opened and the sample has executed itself in our system, then it will exploit. So basically, whenever a malware is downloaded from an attachment, so basically it downloads a payload from the C2 server. So these are some big terms. So let's just assume that a small malware will download another big malware that will contain the main malware logic, main logic for exploiting the systems. So whenever it is now downloaded, then it will try and take control of the system. It will download additional malwares. Then it will, move internally to other networks inside the network to other systems. So lateral movement will be there. It will execute itself, and ultimately it will lead to data acceleration. So breach will happen, and data will be, siphoned off. So very valuable, data is lost in a cyber attack. So the last step is the maintaining. So when the malware is there, it does not, dissolve itself. It stays there for years also in cases. So it is a hidden backdoor kind of a thing that remains in the systems and we don't know. So, but it is there. So, okay. So this is a cyber threat hunting, cyber kill chain process.